Hello and welcome everyone into the land of the internet and of course broadcasting. Or whatever you want to call this. I don't care. I'm a pretty laid back person, I like to think. And to start off with who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is Tabletop Junkie, and I am here to, my name says it all. I'm here to bring reviews and information of great tabletop games that I find and that maybe others would find very much attractive. So just to start with the formalities, this is my first time doing this, and I'm a bit nervous. Of course, I'm doing a solo show by myself because I'm just trying to get my streamer status. I think this is a cool thing, and I've had a lot of friends that are trying to get me into it. So without further ado, I will introduce myself once more. I am Tabletop Junkie. My name basically says it off. I just play an obsessive amount of tabletop. For me, it's more than a hobby. It's just a way of life and something that I like to do to pass the time. So just to go over a bit with what I am going to cover here in future shows is, basically what my channel is about is to bring you tabletop information about tabletop games, the pros, the cons, the likes, the dislikes, the reviews, whatever I can find on the internet, and, my own personal reviews, as well as guests that I do have planned on being on the show at some point. I've seen a lot of, what's the term I'm looking for? I do that a lot. I have a issue where I just don't know what terms to use. But basically, we are going to bring you all the information we can about tabletop games. Specifically, let me go over with some of my few favorites. D&D 3.5, Pathfinder 1st Edition, D&D 5th Edition, Fate Core, Star Wars D20 I've played, Star Wars D6, The Age of Empire, of course, Age of Rebellion, Force and Destiny. Of course, I like the sandbox systems as well. Like I said, Fate Core was one that I mentioned previously, as well as Genesis Core, Fantasy Age, Fantasy Core, which is a reverse D20, Call of Cthulhu, All Flesh Must Be Eaten, both the Demon Hunters Cortex and the Fate Hack. If you guys don't know what Demon Hunters is, I do recommend probably looking it up and checking it out on YouTube. I won't mention any names of the companies here just because I didn't have their permission to mention them in my show. And I am not here to, create any drama or anything. This is going to be a drama-free channel. No negativity. Yes, we are going to talk about the dislikes and the cons of which, that could be considered a negative thing. We're going to talk about that of the each tabletop system that we go through or game. We are not going to just touch on just games specifically. It's going to be sandbox systems as well. Once again, such as Genesis Core, Fantasy Age, Fantasy Core, and, Fate Core as well. I've also played Star Trek Adventures. I'm a big Trek fan, and I love Star Trek. I cannot get enough of it. It is like the occult classic for me. We're also going to do, go over some of the games I've actually played as well, and I love to this day Cyberpunk 2020 and Cyberpunk Red. I personally think those are great great games. And Shadowrun, not really so much. I have a problem with the dice. And, and I just got to mention, I'm even trying out some new games even today called Talislanta. And I am actually running a group in the near future, first edition of Talislanta. And there's been many, many others, plus various settings I've used or for other systems that I've created. I used Star Wars for Fate Core, and I wrote in some rules about how that would work. So, yep. As I stated, those are all the games that are my favorites, my personal favorites. My definitely top, I don't know how many I mentioned, probably like 20. Those are my top games, and those are what I like to play. And that is what I'm here for. I'm going to eventually go over each of those as well, specifically, as well as others that I haven't played. I'm going to experiment with playing with them, and then we're going to go over the pros, the cons, the likes, the dislikes, and the reviews of those games, as well as I will have guest stars to help me do official demonstrations with those games as well. And just to, tell you guys when all this is probably going to start, I'm going to try and hold a Tuesday afternoon slot at 10:15 for Tabletop Tuesdays. And basically go from there. I know I don't have very many viewers, so I don't think this is going to be a long 30-minute show. I want to at least try and make it 30 minutes, and I'm only 5 minutes in, so I got 25 minutes left to really chat and maybe go a bit more about myself as a gamer and as a game master slash dungeon master, whatever you would like to call me. One of the things I like to do on top of tabletop is just talk about tabletop. It is an obsession of mine. Excuse me, I do. It's been a long day and I'm slurring my speech a little bit, but it is a very much obsession of mine. I'm gonna get something to drink here. It is Friday night, folks, and I hope everyone who sees this, pretty much I got no viewers at this time. I don't care about mentioning that. I'm just saying for anyone who does see this in the future, if it's Friday night or the weekend, have a great freaking time and get something to drink. Me, personally, I don't drink anymore. This is what I like to do for fun. So on top of obsessing about tabletop, I definitely like to write stories. And, that's how I got into tabletop. Back when I was 18, it was me and a few friends. I wrote a story for Dungeons & Dragons 3.5th edition, and I've just been with it ever since. And now I want to do some streaming. Even one of the same friends, once again, will remain nameless until I either have them on the show or their permission to say, "Yay, I know you." I don't want to step on any toes of any streamers. There are people out there that do know who I am because I do support all active streamers. I like to go and look on their shows and do the best that I can do in supporting them and watching their streams as well. Amazingly enough, I mean, I don't know how that's really amazing. I just like to sit here and talk. And like I said, I know I'm talking to the void, but hopefully someone in the void does hear this and go, "Hey, this guy's going to talk about tabletop. I can't wait to see what he's going to do." So one of the things I'm going to talk about, some of the future stuff that we're going to start with, is starting on Tuesday at 2:15, this Tuesday coming up, which is actually going to be, I believe, March 1st of 2022. So to start off, this is sort of like the pilot episode. So I just going to talk to you guys a bit about what I'm going to talk about here. So on March 1st, we are going to do the first thing I want to talk about is I want to do a segment on Fate Core. We're going to go over the pros, the cons, the likes, the dislikes, the reviews, and how to play Fate Core. And I am actually looking at getting some guest stars on here that have done Fate Core or that are willing to learn how to do Fate Core. We're going to go over a little bit of rough draft of the rules, not too much. We're going to talk about the rules a little bit, what we like about the rules, don't like about the rules, what's the pros about the rules, what's the cons about the rules, and give our own personal review statement, as well as come up with an idea for a setting to demonstrate to all of the audience out there here in the land of the internet, the land where everyone has a voice, and not just everyone, but we mean everyone. Because on the internet, everyone has a voice, right? No one should have to fear anything and voice their opinions. However, they say people get offended over that. Oh, wait a minute. Is that a toxic comment on my own channel? Well, if any of you guys don't like that, don't watch my show. I could care less. It's not like, I don't want to be completely rude. It's just, this is the internet. We all have voice and we all have the freedom of speech as far as anyone's concerned. So without further ado, going from there, like I said, I'm not here to offend anybody. I like to hug a tree. I am a tree hugger. I'm a laid back person, and I do not like drama. Things that my show will not consist of, if in case you are on here, is politics, all that negativity that's out in the world. Because see, in the land of the tabletop, the only politics that matters is what politics you throw into it. The only thing that matters is what is political with your game. For instance, let me think of something. Like, for instance, Star Wars. Okay, what's political about Star Wars? Well, how about the fact that the Senate was completely taken over by Palpatine himself, and now the Empire is running the galaxy. The Republic is no more. Democracy has fallen. That's what I mean by politics. In-game stuff, fantasy stuff. I'm not going to talk about real-world stuff because if you're watching this, you are not here to listen to someone speak about real-world stuff. You are here to listen to me speak about tabletop and to get you interested in tabletop, to get you interested in gaming, to get you interested in certain games, and to see if it's something that you're going to like, dislike, or not like at all. Hence the reason why Tabletop Junkie is my name. Of course, that was also a name given to me actually also by a by a friend. I ended up, long story short, I ended up and dropped a lot of money in a tabletop store. Um, Twice as much as I was what I was originally going to spend. Actually, I think it went to three times as much. And they said, "You are a junkie." I said, "Yes, I am. I'm a tabletop junkie." And the name sort of stuck. And now I'm running with it as a host for a talk show and YouTube streaming service. Well, I wouldn't say YouTube streaming service per se. I wouldn't even use the word service. Man, I hope that I don't get in trouble for that. And it's not really a talk show. It's me streaming with the name Tabletop Junkie. I don't actually run a talk show. This is as close as I get to a talk show. Is to listen to someone have me speak and watch YouTube for damn near probably 10 minutes of some guy rambling on. And, someone's like, man, that guy's probably lonely in his life. Well, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, that's what my show is. That is what my streaming is going to be about. So to wrap everything up, as that I have taken at least 11 minutes of your guys' time. Someone took 11 minutes to view my channel. I do appreciate it. Please subscribe. I do have things coming up in the future, and it'll be a lot more exciting than me trying to plan a pilot episode, sort of a pilot show without actually having anybody, This is my sick attempt of basically I'm trying to get it on YouTube, and I've been having problem after problem. It's not been working out, and all of a sudden tonight it is working out. So I didn't really have anything planned to talk about other than to tell you who I am, what I'm going to be bringing you on Tuesdays, and to see where we're going to go. As I stated before, our next segment will be about the Fate Core system, and I do not have a picture of. Let's see if I can find a picture or something of Fate Core. And I try not to have any dead air, of course. Oh, wait. No. Yeah, and I try not to have any dead air, of course. In case no one was able to hear me. I'm switching between a couple screens because I just want to give you a preview of what I'm talking about. For those who don't know about what the Fate Core system is, it is a sandbox system that you can use to play any setting in. It's very setting neutral, and you could do almost anything with it. I've done a lot of things. You could go into space, you could play science fiction, you could play fantasy, you could play a modern. I did modern horror. And so I'm going to see if I could just get a good picture here and then figure out how to do this for the first time. I do apologize. Like I said, this is my first time streaming. And it doesn't seem to be working out. Work out. If I froze or I cut out, I do apologize. That did not seem to work out to the best of anyone's ability, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I hit something wrong. Let me see if I could try that again. Maybe I should just have things ready prior before, surfing the internet. But anyway, for those who don't know, you guys can look it up. The sandbox system is going to be called Fate Core. And it is actually created by Evil Hat Productions. You guys can actually go online and Google it, and you guys will see what the system is all about. Once again, it is setting neutral. You can play almost any setting with it, create and mold the rules to your own satisfactory to what benefits you in the story that you are creating for that world. There is a lot of aid to help you out with that, and we will actually be going over some of that here in the future. So starting on Tuesday, March 1st, we are going to start Fate Core. And I don't know how long it's going to go on for. Maybe the month, maybe just a couple weeks. We'll have to see, large segment or small segment. But we will be doing pros, cons, likes, dislikes, reviews, and we will once again go over the rules, and as well as I will have a few guest stars to do demonstrations with you guys. All right. Well, I have taken almost 15 minutes of your guys' time and not showing you guys anything at all, almost virtually doing nothing, and you're thinking, I'm a crackpot. Probably. But that's why they call me Tabletop Junkie. I'm a junkie for tabletop. Well, that is all that I have for tonight. I would like to wish everyone a great weekend. Prepare for, like I said, my show on Tuesday, March 1st at 2:15 p.m. in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. Excuse me. I almost said Eastern Central Time. No, those are two different time zones. I do apologize. Eastern Standard Time. So that way, if you're in the Central Time, it's going to start, I believe it would be 1:15 your time. And then any further out keeps going back and back. So to close out for tonight, I'd like to wish everyone a great night, great and safe weekend as well. And for everyone to enjoy and game on, game hard. Rock on, everybody. This is Tabletop Junkie coming at you, making his mark, using his voice on the internet. You guys have a great night. And for those who are actually tuning in, getting ready to say, I want to try tabletop, but I don't know where to start. Well, hopefully I can help you out with that by you watching my videos, or in this case, my streams, as I should say. So everyone have a great and wonderful night. Once again, we'll see you guys for Tabletop Tuesday, starting March 1st. This is Tabletop Junkie, signing off.